Rod, and Johanna, we're going to bring on a couple of special guests. Why don't you let us know who's joining us?
Yeah, well, joining us today, we're really blessed to have Governor Pillen on the phone with us today. And we also have the Super Bowl champion and former NFL QB for the Saints, Mr. Drew Brees. So we're really happy to have them here today.
Well, good morning, Drew, and good morning, Governor.
Good morning. Good morning. Everybody's doing great.
Good. Well, Governor Pillen, we're going to be talking with you a little more in the second segment when we talk about some plans that could enable growth here in the state of Nebraska. But before we do that, we want to talk a little bit with Drew about a few exciting things. First of all, Drew, it's good to have you on the show and exciting to have you as part of Grow Omaha.
Yeah, great to be on. Thanks for having me. I really enjoyed my time out there. I was back there in November at the Mentors Foundation event and fundraiser with Coach Osborne and so many members of the community there in Omaha. I really enjoyed my time out there. Thank you.
Yeah, we were really happy to meet Drew. We do a lot of work, Rod and I, with Coach Osborne and the Teammates organization, and we were so fortunate to be able to have Drew come out and be the guest speaker, just knowing his background on mentoring and how successful he's been, and obviously what he does philanthropically was really important. And then we got to know him really quickly about, just how he works as an investor and all of the things that he's involved in, especially with fintech. And so it was a really great segue into a relationship.
Rod, why don't you and Drew talk to us a little bit about the business arrangement that you guys have going on?
Yeah, I follow Drew's career both on the field and off the field, and Drew has a great background in investing. He's done a lot in retail, done a lot in real estate, and when we got to know Drew, we thought, boy, it'd be great to have him partner up on everything we're doing in Nebraska with Nebraska Crossing and Just Data, and Drew's going to be part of everything we're working on here. He's going to help us grow Nebraska in the fintech platform that we're doing with college athletics and the shopping center industry. So it was an honor to have Drew come be part of it, and we're happy to have him in Nebraska.
So how will the business relationship work? What are some of the things that Drew is going to be doing with you?
Well, we're really happy to say that he's going to take the lead and be a celebrity sponsor and endorser of the Fast Cash app that we'll be launching in a couple of weeks. But we have lots of relationships planned with hopefully walk-ons and, his walk-on bistro and lots of things that are in the works. Rod, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, Drew owns, Jeff, he's part of a restaurant concept called Walk-On Sports Bistro. And Drew has about 80 of those scaled across the country. And we'd love to have Drew talk about walk-ons real quick, Jeff.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I love to see communities grow and thrive. And whether that's from a business perspective, a philanthropic perspective, at the end of the day, I think the approach that I've always taken with the communities that I'm involved is to address the greatest needs of the community and engage in economic development opportunities, job creation opportunities that will see the community grow and thrive and come together. And so this was such a natural fit with Rod and Johanna and the Just Data team to, especially with everything that's going on in that corridor between Lincoln and Omaha, and certainly with the support of the community, with the support of Governor Pillen and so many other people. It's amazing to see what's going to happen in that corridor, and to be a part of that, growth is great. I've had the opportunity to be involved in a really few unique franchise concepts. One of them is Walk-On's Sports Bistro. It's a restaurant concept that started down in Louisiana. I became really close friends with the founder of Walk-On's early in my career there in New Orleans. And this is back when they only had 3 corporate stores, but felt like the goal and the vision was to expand that brand throughout the Southeast first and then to the rest of the country. And so we started franchising that back in 2015, and here we are 80 units later, and it's been a huge success. It's one of those restaurants that I think it's first and foremost, it's all about the culture. It's all about the vibe and the energy that we can create inside those 4 walls. But it's about how closely we can connect with our community as well. You find that a lot of our walk-ons are in college towns or in neighborhoods where you just feel like this is the gathering place for the community. And certainly that fits with what, Rod has created with Nebraska Crossings and all the future development that will take place in that corridor. And we'd love to be a part of it.
Drew, this is Trenton Magid. As a graduate of Tulane University, along with my two brothers, and I have been to the walk-ons down at Grandscape in Dallas. I want to thank you for everything you've done for the state of Louisiana and New Orleans. So, le bon temps roulé.
That's right. Yeah, it's a different culture down there, but it gets in your blood pretty quick.
It's a different country.
So we want to talk a little bit before we let Drew go about the college sports component of Just Data. A lot of regular listeners know that Nebraska and Crossing and Just Data are sister companies, essentially. And a lot of people who know about Just Data think about the Fast Cash app that we have here at Nebraska Crossing. But maybe, especially given Drew's presence here as a former NFL quarterback and quarterback at Purdue, can we talk a little bit about how Just Data is getting into big-time sports?
Yeah, I'll start, and I'll turn it over to Drew's perspective. But what we've seen, college athletics has not had a new revenue model for 50 years. And if you look at everything going on with NIL and what it takes to run a program today, it's very, very costly, very expensive. So I'm sure at Purdue University, Drew's constantly asked to donate and contribute to the athletic department. So what we wanted to do with Just Data and college athletics, and I think we're approaching now 30 universities that want us to remake their athletic department into a fintech ecosystem, is create a whole new revenue model, help them be more valuable for sponsors that are into the ecosystem at a university, and really just make it more valuable, more profitable. And I think it's long overdue for a new way to run an athletic department. And that's why we thought Drew would be perfect, given his background. I know he's obviously well connected with Purdue, still coaching Purdue in a bowl game this year or last year. And I think Drew, would love to hear your thoughts on the problems and challenges college athletics have, and your perspective would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, Rod, you hit it on the head, though. It's a very interesting time. I think it's a very challenging time for colleges, especially with NIL. And I think at the end of the day, what this creating this fintech ecosystem within these college programs, what it does is it builds the connection between the university, the athletic program, businesses, sponsors, both locally and nationally, your alumni base, and your athletes. And so whereas prior to this, I think it has been somewhat disconnected at times, and it's been a very challenging environment for the universities and the athletic department specifically, this is a way to bring everyone together, and everything that you do within the ecosystem supports each other. And I think that's what's so intriguing about it and why it will be such a successful model.
I can quit now and you can take over. I love it, Drew. That's absolutely, everything that we talk about when we talk about the challenges that we've had just being a sponsor of the Husker Athletic Department. And, we love to support the community, but what can we do that really moves the needle and makes a difference?
Hey, Johanna, besides the Huskers and Purdue, who else is engaged us to recreate their program?
Oh, my gosh. Notre Dame, USC, Georgia Bulldogs, Texas, Tennessee, Clemson, UW, you name it. I mean, we have had the top 30 schools with the biggest fan bases, most engaged fan bases, really just chomping at the bit to be within this ecosystem.
Well, Drew Brees, we want to thank you for joining us, and we're excited to work with you at Grow Omaha as we get to know you through Rod and Johanna, and I'm glad you're a part of the team out here.
Thank you. Excited to get out there soon.
Thanks so much, Drew.
Thanks, Drew.
All right.
All right. That was, ladies and gentlemen, that was Drew Brees, the Super Bowl winning former quarterback of the New Orleans Saints and now prolific investor and, most importantly, partner here at Nebraska Crossing and sister company Just Data. If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.